As a child, one of the stars you've just seen was suspected of being a 45-year-old midget. Now, who do you think that is?
Is it the remarkable Ross Martin, the rosy Rosemary, the rugged Stephen Ford, the riotous Janae Dubois, or the rib-tickling Steve Allen? We'll find out who was suspected of being a midget when our all-star panel and these three competitors meet face-to-face on All-Star Secrets. And now, here's the host of All-Star Secrets, Bob Eubanks.
Come on along, then. Thank you very much. Welcome to All-Star Secrets. Monday, another delightful group of people with us. We're going to have a good time this week. In fact, you heard what I said just a moment ago, that one of these stars over here, as a child, was suspected of being a 45-year-old midget. Got any ideas? Let's find out right now which one of our stars this one is about. It's about Rosemary. Oh,
poor baby.
Really?
Well, you see, I started in radio when I was 3 years old.
3 years old?
And I always sounded like an adult. I always sang like an adult. And I've always had this deep throat. No, I don't mean that. Wait a minute. Husky voice. That's what I mean. Husky voice. And being radio, people used to write in and say, that's not a child, that's a 45-year-old midget. So I had to make a cross-country tour of all the theaters to prove that I was a child.
No kidding. How'd you prove it?
How'd you do that?
No, sorry. Hey, those are the kind of off-beat secrets you're going to hear revealed by our stars. We have three contestants. It'll be their job to decide who the secrets are about, and we'll meet them in just a moment from now. We'll be right back. We're back with All-Star Secrets, and time now to meet our three contestants who are here to play the game. Good luck to all three of you. Hope you win a lot of money today, gang. First of all, from Los Angeles, a businesswoman who loves singing and selling gold. Which one do you like the best?
Singing.
Singing. I would have bet the other way. Lorraine Loomis. Lorraine, welcome to our show. A salesman originally from New York City, Harvey Bowles, and a camp counselor and accomplished snow skier, Kelly Geyer. Those are the contestants, and these are the rules of our game now. Here's how our competition works. Every time I reveal a secret, one of the stars over here will tell you who they think that secret's about. But then it's really going to be up to you to decide for yourself. And if you choose the correct star, then you win the money. Now, you will also determine exactly how much each of our secrets will be worth by stopping our random money selector. In round one, they're worth between $120 and $300. Harvey, you won the toss of the coin backstage before the show. You got to go first. Push the button and we'll see what our first one's worth. $210. Here we go. First secret of the day. One of today's stars says they go emotionally blank in dangerous situations. Like the time a member of their audience threatened to blow them up. Now, it's not you, Janae, but who looks like their audience would like to blow them up?
Let's see, Steve, what did you do? Did you do anything?
He can't answer anything. You have to make that decision
Well,
by
I know
yourself.
it's not Rosemary.
Why not?
I don't think they'd blow you up, Rose. No.
Who do you think it is, Janae?
Oh, I know it's got to be Ross.
You think it's Ross Martin?
Honey.
Oh, okay. Janae Dubois, our lady from Good Times, thinks this one is about Ross Martin. It's worth $210. If three of you are right, you get $70 apiece. Two of you, $105. If you're the only one with the correct answer, you get all the money, $210. Lock in your answers right now. You're looking for the star who says they go emotionally blank in dangerous situations, and a member of their audience threatened to blow them up. Okay, we've got three different answers. Kelly, why'd you say Stephen Ford?
Well, I said Stephen because being his father was a president, if someone didn't like him, maybe they would.
That's really a happy little thought. Yeah. Way to start the week off, guys. Okay, if it's Steve and Kelly, you get the money. If it turns out to be Steve Allen, Harvey wins. If it's Ross and Lorraine, we'll get $210. Let's find out which one of our stars this one is about right now. It's about Steve Allen. All right, Harvey, $210. You're on your way. I thought you would be a very emotionally stable guy at a time of dangerous situations.
Well, blankness provides a certain stability.
I guess so. That's the key to my
panic
success.
all get out. And sometimes I tell people to do that too. No, in this case, there was a man who came up out of the audience. I, interview people at random, and he had an egg with him, and its contents had obviously been partially emptied out. And we made some small talk, and then just as we were going to a commercial, I said, "We'll be right back." And he leaned over to me, and seemingly in all seriousness, he said, "Incidentally, Mr. Allen, I guess I should tell you this egg is full of nitroglycerin." That's as
Okay.
great as the
Well, what'd
story's
you-
going to get.
What'd you do? What'd you do?
I said, wait right here, and I stepped over into the wings, and I told some of our people what the problem was or appeared to be, and they quietly let him out in the street, and it turned out that there was nothing in the egg, much of
But
it.
the yolk.
But for a moment,
Yeah.
You've done a lot of shows. Have you had other dangerous things like that?
Well, on a late
Yes.
show like that, you gotta have dangerous things.
That's true. When you're, ad-libbing, you don't know what's going to happen. One night on the old Tonight Show, when I was doing that program, just as we were about to go on the air, a man walked in the big scene dock door back in New York City, and he came right up to me. I was standing there, and he said, Mr. Allen, I said, yes. He said, I'd like to be on your program tonight, sir. And I said, well, we have the guest already planned tonight. He said, but I want to do something unusual. I said, what's that? He said, I would like to kill myself on your program. So I said, well, I'm sorry, I already do that every night myself.
Okay. All right. All these secrets are true. They come from interviews with our staff. Kelly, you now have control of the random money selector. Last time it was worth $210. Could be worth up to $3. It's worth $150 this time, though. And here's our next secret. For $150, on the subject of music, one of our celebrities has very definite taste. They say they hate rock music and think apes could write it. But they enjoy jazz and classical music and have always wanted to conduct a symphony orchestra. Now, it's not you, Rosemary, but somebody's definitely not into the Sex Pistols on this panel.
Not into the what?
Sex Pistols.
Sex
Yeah,
Pistols?
they're 45-year-old midgets.
Well, I know Steve is a fantastic musician, and I know he writes songs. And anybody who writes the songs, the kind of songs that he writes, Jeanette, I don't know too much about Jeanette. I don't know. I know she likes music, and Steven, I'm sure, likes music.
but he's young.
Did you get me? I said you like music.
Who do you think it is, Rosemary?
You're gonna wake him up for that.
Yeah, and I know you. I'm really torn. I know that Ross has a great talent, and I'm sure he would like to conduct. But I'm really going to say I think Steve
I
Allen.
think it might be Steve Allen. Okay, it could be about any of our celebrities over here. Rosemary's trying to give you some advice. You can take that advice or choose for yourself. For $150, lock in your answers right now. You're looking for the star over here. Says they hate rock and roll, but they love jazz and they love classical music. Everybody's locked in their answers. Everybody's made their choice. And two of you say that it's Stephen Ford, but Lorraine thinks that it might be Steve Allen. Let's find out right now if anybody's going to win any money this time. Which star is this about? It's about Ross Martin. No money that time.
Sure, a little known fact.
I really disagree with you about the rock and roll, Ross.
Have you ever talked to an ape about it?
No, I can't say I have. No, you like jazz and
I
classical?
love jazz. I love cool jazz. I love classical music. I love the beat that you get out of disco rock and roll. But so help me, I can't understand a word that anyone sings in rock and roll. And it has all of the complex, sophisticated structure of a bomb. You know, it
says that you like jazz and classical, and you've always wanted to conduct a symphony orchestra.
Yeah.
Do you play music? I mean,
Yes, I play the violin, and I played in a symphony orchestra when I was 10 years old at the Teachers College, 11, at the Teachers College Symphony Orchestra in Columbia University. And I got hung up on watching the guys conduct.
So you like to
I
conduct?
would love to get out there and conduct.
think you can do it, really?
I know I could. I could have done it at 11.
What would you conduct?
Beethoven's Fifth.
Oh.
I'll have one of
Might as well
those.
start. Yeah, you start. Yeah. Ross Martin will be co-starring with Robert Conrad in the movie for television, The New Adventures of the Wild Wild West, this Wednesday night, May 9th, on another network. And we'll be back with round 2 of All-Star Secrets. At that time, our secrets are going to be worth up to $600. Be right back, folks.
If you want to be a contestant on All-Star Secrets, write to All-Star Secrets, Box 900, Beverly Hills, California, 90213. Please include your phone number. And now, back to Bob Eubanks and more All-Star Secrets.
Thank you, Johnny O'Donnell. This is round 2 of All-Star Secrets. They're worth between $360 and $600. And let's see. Lorraine, you now have control of our random money selector. This secret is worth $390. All right. For $390, one of our panelists is responsible for this very revealing statement. I quote them now. I've always had a fear of just walking into a room filled with people, and having to speak in front of a lot of people scares me to death. Now, it's not you, Steve Allen, but who wants to stay away from the maddening crowd? They're scared of a lot of
Oddly
people.
enough, as you know, most performers are afraid of making speeches. Even, you can be doing comedy or tap dancing for 40 years, and it's scary to make a speech. So it could be any of these 4. It's very tough. However, somehow with the word speech, I think perhaps because Stephen's father was the president, had to make a lot of speeches that maybe he might relate to
All
that.
right.
So
you think it might be Stephen Ford?
I'll
All
just
right,
take
Steve
a
Allen
chance.
thinks this one might be about Stephen Ford. You at home can play along with us while our contestants lock in their answers. You're looking for the star over here who says they're scared to death of speaking in front of a lot of people. Everybody lock in your answers, and let's see, who do you think it is, contestants? Oh, unanimous. Lorraine, why'd you say Stephen Ford?
Well, I would say because he's the only one that probably hasn't been in front of an audience as much as the rest have. And that would be
Okay,
the
we'll
most
see what
logical
happens.
answer.
If it is Stephen, you'll split the money 3 ways. If it's not, no one will win any money on this one. Who's afraid of the crowds? It's Stephen Ford. You're right. Split the money, $130 apiece. Okay. Did you have to give speeches yourself?
Yeah, well, campaigning for my dad, I had to probably give about 300, 350 speeches, and it never got any easier.
Never did.
It never did. But probably the worst situation for me was they had a state dinner at the White House one time, and I'd just come back from the ranch and had a lot of ain'ts and caints, and had to get ready for this dinner. And I noticed when the first course came around, they all watched to see what fork or spoon I picked up. And I went and picked up the fork, and everybody picked up the same fork, and I dropped it. And picked up another one. They all changed, and I had for 3 courses. I had them all going.
Oh, we're such followers, aren't we? Okay. By the way, Stephen Ford has just been signed to do a new movie with Burt Lancaster called Cattle Annie and Little Britches. And you can say can't and ain't all you want during the movie, can't you? All right, Harvey, you now have control. Could be worth up to $600. $390 is where you stopped it. Okay. Somebody in the panel has been described as the star with 1,000 faces. And that star told our staff, and I quote them now, "I love doing character parts. I can be anybody they make me up to be. Then I have to tell people who I am because they don't recognize me." Now, it's not you, Ross Martin, although you must have played 2,000 faces
not
during
you.
It's
Wild
not
Wild
me.
West. No.
It's
But
not
who do you think it is? I heard the audience go, "Oh, it's Ross, it's Ross." Who do you think it is?
Now that's really a curve. That's marvelous. I tell you, Steve, I have not. Steve is terribly puzzled, so I get the feeling. I get the feeling that he's sure it's not him.
I see.
Janae has done quite a bit, particularly in the legit area. Stephen, I don't think has been as involved. My guess would be, based on both the length of time that she's been in it and how magnificent she is at it,
Yes.
that it's Rosemary.
You think it's Rosemary? All right. Ross Martin thinks this one's about Rosemary for $390. Tell me, who do you think it's about, contestants? Looking for the star who's been described as the star with 1,000 faces, and when they're made up for a role, they have to tell people who they are. Yes, Lorraine says she thinks it is Rosemary. Harvey and Kelly, they'll think that it might be Janae Dubois. Okay, we'll find out who, if anybody, gets any of that $390. It's about Janae. Okay, Harvey and Kelly, you split the money.
Oh, yes. I'll tell you the story about that. I worked in the Raised in the Sun a couple of years back on Broadway, and Phil Rose was the producer. And the show closed, and he said, "I'm doing another show, and I need a woman 65 years old." I needed the money. So I said, "Well, can I get a shot at it?" He said, No, you're much too young. And then I remembered all the old folks I know, like my grandmother.
Sure.
And I created a character called Miss Henry. So I went to the Salvation Army, bought me some old shoes, and put me a little corset on, makeup and a whole bit, and went for the reading. And the producer, the stage manager, had worked with me 3 years on the show, and I sat there with my snuff in my mouth and everything.
You just had snuff in your mouth?
Snuff in my mouth on bottom here on the lip,
God.
because I know that you get old, and the Southerners always have snuff.
Certainly do.
Right, Ross? And I put some pebbles in my shoes, and I made you walk a little different. You
Certainly.
understand? Very creative. Very creative. I'm telling you, I sat there with my peers. Now, I'm new in show business, but I'm a game woman. I said, I'm going to try this. And I sat there. Phil said, "You want to come out and read?" I said, "Mm-hmm." So I came out, he said, "Phil, there's a woman out there. I don't know where she came from, but she's perfect." So I walked on the stage. Now, this is my director I'm looking at. Phil, my producer. 3 years he knows me. I said, "Where's the script?" So they gave me the script, and I read. With the stage manager, Larry Orback, who I've known 3 years, did the scene. Phil Rose says, "Great." He walks in the back of the stage and says, "You're wonderful. Where'd you come from?" I said, "Honey, you don't know who I am."
Right. Thank you very much. Okay. We'll be back with more All-Star Secrets. When we come back, we're going to have our blind item. We'll be back to that in just a moment from now, okay? We're back with All-Star Secrets. Quickly at our scoreboard, Lorraine has $130. Harvey's right up there with $535, and Kelly has $325. And it's time to play our blind item now. And during the blind item, you don't get any help at all from any of our celebrities over here. You have to make the decision all by yourself. It's worth $500 to each of you with the correct answer, or as much as $1,500 if you're the only one that has the right answer. So good luck to all three of you. Here's our blind item for today now. We ask all of the members of our All-Star panel this question: do you have any regrets? And one of them said, and I quote them now, yes. And my biggest regret was not being experienced enough to know when people were using me. But I don't allow myself to be used anymore. That's our blind item. You have 10 seconds to lock in your answers. Please start right now, if you would, please, contestants. Based on your impressions of our panel, what you've learned about them today, who do you think gave us that answer about regrets? Lock in your answers, please. Who do you think said that? My biggest regret was not being experienced enough to know when people were using me. You've all locked in your answers. Let's see who our winner is going to be when we find out which one of our stars made that statement about regrets. Stephen Ford did. Lorraine said Stephen Ford. Lorraine, you have won the game. Plus, you've also won this exciting, exotic 16-day vacation in the Orient.
We'll fly you and a guest from Los Angeles to the city of Taipei, then continue your 16-day holiday in some of the most exciting capitals of the Orient with visits to Bangkok, mysterious Singapore, beautiful Hong Kong, and bustling Tokyo. Enjoy deluxe accommodations, an exotic vacation furnished by Club Universe. Congratulations from All-Star Secrets.
Lorraine, you're going to Bangkok, to Tokyo. You've got $1,630. You may need a few extra dollars. Why don't we give you another $500 to take along with you? Congratulations to you. Harvey, you won $535. Kelly, $325. Thank you for playing our game with us. And Lorraine, today in cash and prizes, you won a total of $5,680. Okay, we have to pause for a couple of commercial words. Anything can happen on our show at the end when we have a surprise for one of our stars. We'll be right back for that, okay? Thank you, Charlie O'Donnell. I tell you what, a surprise to one of our stars. Well, we certainly do. Mr. Ross Martin, would you please join me right here? Very quickly, Ross. Yeah, we're running kind of late in time. Now, you told us, let's go over here for just a moment if we can. Let's go right over here. You told us that you hated rock and roll and that you used to play in a symphony orchestra and that you had a secret desire to conduct Beethoven's Fifth. Well, actually, Ross, really, all you need, hang on to that, all you need is the orchestra, I think, and then we could fulfill your fantasy.
You got an orchestra!
So, Ross, come with me.
I don't believe it.
This is the California State University Northridge Youth Symphony. It's your opportunity to conduct Beethoven, and go to it right there. They're ready.
I can't believe it.
Thanks to all of our celebrities and All-Star Secrets: Ross Martin, Rose Marie, Stephen Ford, Janae Dubois, Steve Allen. I'm Bob Eubanks. We'll see you next time with more All-Star Secrets. Bye-bye for now.
All Star Secrets is a production of the Hill Eubanks Group.